Hey there, guys. We're looking at the Goyojo NVG10 series here. They were nice enough to send us through another review. We've used this a little bit. Uh, they do have their version of a bump helmet and a mount also, and I'll talk a little more about these. Um, this seems to be a pretty nice. This total with the mount and the helmet and the nods, night vision, night optical device. It was 281 with tax and delivery after we got it. So for night vision, that is a phenomenal price. Now it's like I said, it's a very good product. I've looked at, used it. A lot of night visions, 2,000 to 3,000 and up. The stuff you see in the movies and in the video games where they have the quad monoculars, that's like $60,000. Just to give you an idea of how expensive night vision is, where this is a good entry level item. The fact that you're not a military individual doing close quarter combat and house clearing, this thing is going to be great for you for that. And like I said, for everything that you need, it is $281, under $300. One thing I will say, this mount, I'm going to do another video, but I'll just briefly mention this mount is cheaper than what you will for the military version of night vision. It's called a Wilcox mount for the military ones. Those things are almost $400. It's ridiculous. They're metal and plastic, and the little teeth in those can grind down, and your night vision will bounce. I know that because it's happened to me. This here, it's aluminum, and it seems pretty robust. You can't focus it or adjust it as much as a Wilcox, so that's one downside, but it's still pretty good. And for the price, you can't beat it, because I think it was an extra 25 bucks with it. So like I said, for the price, you just really can't beat that. This is electronic, kind of like their scopes. So, and it has infrared light. With night vision, you have to have infrared light, because what night vision does, it takes low level light and amplifies it. So if you're in a completely dark area, you still have to give it some sort of light. And night vision, military, and this one also will have infrared light with that to turn it on. So that's what this is here. Now, the downside, you don't want to use infrared light if you're patrolling outside, because if someone else has night vision, they can see that, because you cannot see with the naked eye. But with night vision, infrared lights up like a spotlight. It's very bright under night vision. But in this case, it will light up for you and give this light so you can see in pitch black. So night vision actually doesn't let you see in pitch black unless you have the infrared on, and that turns on really easy here. Like I said, this is electronic. All night vision is a little bit, but this is just like their scope. It has various menus you can change from white to green vision. And now we're going to put this video together to splice it, because their product, just like their scope, also does a live feed to your phone. So after this, I'm going to go outside with this on and do a live feed through the phone and patch that in. You can get to see the quality of what the night vision does. This here is a helmet. You always need a helmet for night vision attached. I forgot to mention, this is called a monocular. It goes over one eye. Normally, you want it over your non-dominant eye, because it will screw up your personal night vision, because you got a light right here in there. You want to have this eye still good if you're out patrolling, or CQB if you have to turn, if lights come back on and you stop using night vision, because it'll be just like if you'll see the little spots like you've had a flashlight in your eyes. So anyways, you always need a helmet. This particular helmet here is called a bump helmet, not a ballistic helmet. Difference between bump helmets and ballistic helmets. Bump helmet just means bumping your head. It's not going to hurt. This one's not rated for like motorcycle riding or anything like that. It's literally just what they call a bump helmet, and its feature is to hold your night vision in place for you. Like a lot of regular helmets, they have the Velcro for patching and for what's called mohawks. Mohawks are counterbalances that go in the back here. This isn't as heavy as the military grade one, so the mohawk isn't as pivotal. If you were to use this, I would still recommend it just for balancing, because when you're moving, it'll help eliminate that. And all a mohawk is, like I said, it's a counterweight that Velcro's back here, and usually what it is your extra batteries. Now, this guy's rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about extra batteries. It's just you have to make sure you charge it to be able to use it. But that's pretty cool. It's rechargeable. And in here, so you can strap on other items than your earmuffs. As far as bump helmet goes, this isn't bad. It's a little thinner one. I have also a bump helmet, because ballistic helmets are quite a bit more money, but I paid like $400 for my bump helmet. And like I said, this is about a $25 bump helmet, because on Amazon, it recommends this as an entire package. Again, can't beat the price, because you're just using this to hold your night vision in place, because that's what you need. So you just put them on here. I had this on Gabby, so it's not quite strapped or adjusted for me. We were letting her check it out. So you put this over your eye. All right, sorry, I have it on my left eye because I am left eye dominant, but I had this set up for Gabby and I to mess with it. That's how it goes over. Looks like that. These various adjustments here, you can go down and out because you want a little bit of space, not much, because you don't want it bumping into your eye, but you do want it close enough to where you're focusing into this and not the surrounding area. Like I said, the menus are very nice on this. You can use it really well. And outside, this is actually supposed to be a chin strap, but that's too tight because, like I said, I had this on Gabby. But the menus are very clear, very easy to go through. It has multiple menus. It uses VLC to live stream, and it sends out its own little Wi-Fi address and password. Conveniently enough, it's the same as the thermoscope. So you don't have to really change much. Just can't have them both run at the same time because you connect to your phone. Pretty, like I said, pretty easy, nice process. When I do set this up outside to turn it on, I will show the steps on the phone to sync it. But like I said, I think this is really good. I will do another video comparing the pros and cons of this with an actually military grade PVS 14 and a little more durable helmet. Again, mine is also a bump helmet because I think at the time when I got mine 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, ballistic helmets were still about $900 versus $400. And, you know, when the military's not buying stuff for me anymore, I don't like to, you got to budget because military is always ballistic. Ballistic means bulletproof, bullet resistant, not really bulletproof. And like I said, bump is just bang your head here on the door. That's just a terminology so you know which type of helmet you're using. So someone doesn't think they have a ballistic helmet and go into a combat zone, and it's not, obviously. But usually it's more called bullet resistant than bulletproof because nothing is quite bulletproof. That's a whole different scenario to talk about. But again, go back to this main guy here. Pretty good. Goyojo, they seem to be a pretty good product so far. I've had two of their products in the review. Can't really say much about it, especially for their price points. Yeah, like I said, normally when you get something cheap, you think it's going to be cheaper quality and break easy. So far, I don't see that with their stuff. Their scope seems pretty durable, and these. So that's one benefit to it being cheaper. It doesn't seem like you're going to be buying 3 of these, and then you get into the scenario, well, I should have just paid $3,000 for one instead of buying 10 of these that break on me. At this point here, I don't see that. I've had this for 2 weeks. I'll use it more to see, and if it does seem it breaks when I'm out doing some night stuff, then I'll come back and say, well, you know what, it's not worth the money because it does break. But from what I've seen and used around here and chasing the dogs outside, whatnot, it doesn't seem that's going to be the case. And again, so I'm pleased with it for the price, and it's pretty good. Its footprint is a little smaller than PVS 14s, but yeah, like I said, I'll do another video to compare those two. And then here in just a moment, we're going to go outside and I'll show you, do a live feed of what it looks like so you see what kind of quality you're getting with this guy.